Look around Morecambe and you can't miss the way things were. The grand seaside town in its 70s heyday. But it's been decades since August days meant jostling for space on the sand. How does Morecambe see itself now?
It's changed a lot. I mean, it's not a seaside resort anymore. There's nothing. We have nothing.
Kirsty was born in Morecambe, and for a long time she's looked for work in Morecambe.
I went for a job as a housekeeper. 180 people went for one job. 180 people for one job. How can you compete with that?
Today, exclusive figures for 5 News from the New Economics Foundation lay bare the scale of the slowdown on our coasts. They show that in Morecambe's local authority, Lancaster, people are 40% more likely to get trapped in debt than in its neighbouring areas inland. And people starting new businesses here are much rarer. So in the town's troubled West End, Paula and her record shop are beating the odds.
Somebody wanting to open an enterprise in Morecambe could be questioned, why Morecambe? Why not go to a city where you've got a higher chance of success? I've watched people with a lot of passion and great ideas wishing to establish their own enterprise, and it hasn't been able to be achievable. And then it does beg the question, if you were in a different postcode, would you have had a better opportunity? And I think, yes, in certain areas, there's a lot more funding, a lot more support, a lot more knowledge.
And it's just tougher in Morecambe?
It's tougher. It's tougher. Where do you go for advice in Morecambe?
The problems for our coastal towns have rolled in one after the other. In the 80s, there was no real plan for how to replace the tourist economy. And then 10 years ago, in the financial crash, places like this were hit hardest. Now, revival means investment, optimism about what might happen. But take a look at this part of Morecambe's seafront. You can't see much optimism here. This prime bit of the parade was a theme park. It's looked like this for 19 years. But the local Conservative MP insists the picture is actually much more positive.
In this area, in Morecambe, there's been more businesses increasing from 2012 than there's been in the history of the seat.
I get the impression you're a bit tired of the same old story of deprivation on the coast being told about your constituency.
I'm the Member of Parliament for a very prosperous and vibrant community. You only have to look around to see how this town has come on in the last 10 years.
And on the seafront, the owner of one of the town's hotels has had investment and expanded his family business.
I do feel there is a lot of focus on the negative side. However, when you look at the bigger picture, it's actually really good. It really is.
There are some impressive new places in Morecambe, but there are places like this too.
Number 7 and number 22.
A community food club back in the West End, handing out surplus food to 80 people every week.
Smoking cannabis at 6, yeah, and amphetamines and ecstasy by the time I was 11. Tried heroin by the time I was 14.
Outside we talked to Stuart, trying to turn his life in Morecambe around.
You know what it is? This could be a really nice area, same as anywhere in the world. It's just the people in it that, and it's not their fault, you know what I mean? Like, it's about the example, what they get shown.
It's now been generations since the glory days here. There are plenty of people working on fixing its problems, but many have grown up in a place where the past is prettier than the future.